What does Jeff Bezos need on the regulatory side of things to actually make things happen? Because he is a visionary. He is a man who makes things happen. But even if he's got all the great tech plans in the world, if the government says no dice, he's not getting off the ground.
That's exactly right, Steph. And if you listened closely last night when Jeff Bezos was talking, he pointed to a specific year, 2015, and then acknowledged that that was probably an optimistic timetable. Now, here's why. U.S. lawmakers have required the Federal Aviation Administration to draft rules regarding civilian drone use by 2015. Now, here's the issue that Bezos might have been looking at here when he said that might be optimistic. The FAA has been very cautious about this whole process. Right now, permits are granted really on a case-by-case basis. Leaders from around the agency have been very clear. They're not totally sure how this is going to all work. They're very wary of sending these unmanned vehicles into public airspace with airlines and helicopters. So lawmakers want this done, want rules by 2015. The FAA, citing budget reasons and also just kind of the general difficulty of figuring out how this all works, has kind of hinted that it might actually be a little bit longer than that, Steph.
Well, right now, where do we actually see drone use on U.S. soil? When I see those videos, I think, man, that's out of a movie. I'm never going to see that in my lifetime. But there are, in fact, drones being used in the U.S. right now.
There are, Steph. The FAA has granted about 1,000 permits since 2009, and the bulk of them are really from law enforcement agencies. Department of Homeland Security uses these very regularly on border security. The FBI has acknowledged that they've actually been using them since about 2006 for law enforcement types issues. You've also seen universities granted for academic grants, and earlier this year, the FAA granted 2 permits to Arctic drillers, kind of in the remote Arctic, for oil production, things of that nature. So they're out there right now. I think the big thing is we don't see them flying over Washington, D.C. We don't see them flying over Manhattan. I think that's the big concern, what technology will bring when it comes to when they start moving into that airspace, or maybe even, Steph, if they go out into the fields during hunting season, what's going to happen when that occurs.